Tucker Carlson, of course, Tucker is one of the few people that is doing anything roughly approximate to honesty in corporate media. Here he is summarizing the conditions of East Palestine.
East Palestine is overwhelmingly white and it's politically conservative. More than 70% of the voters in the surrounding county supported Donald Trump in the last election. That shouldn't be relevant, but as you're about to hear, it very much is. 11 days ago, a 150-car train derailed in East Palestine, and when it did, it spewed poisonous chemicals onto the ground and into the surface waters. After the crash, the Ohio State EPA found evidence of butyl acrylate in the Ohio River, as well as in the creeks and streams that feed it. Now, this was a concern for more than simply East Palestine, given that the Ohio River supplies drinking water to about a tenth of the entire U.S. population. So this train derailment was an environmental disaster. Not an environmental disaster like climate change is, but an actual environmental disaster.
Okay, so this is serious stuff. 10% of drinking water to Americans, right? You can look at all the videos of the dead fish and the dead frogs and the dead birds and other animals and the chickens dying, on top of the fact that we already have this national issue with chickens not laying eggs. We haven't covered that yet, but that's another one right now that's really bizarre. And then the EPA shows up. Now, you would think we have this whole movement in America and seemingly a global movement that endlessly cares about the environment, right? You should not turn lights on. You should not drive this car. You shouldn't cook your eggs on that stove. And they're always screaming about it. But for some reason with this thing, these toxic chemicals in our water, this unbelievable, I mean, these fires and the plume of smoke, we're going to show you another image on that looks like an atom bomb was dropped there. They're being awfully quiet on this. Here's a little bit more from Tucker.
We basically nuked a town with chemicals. So then representatives from the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, arrived to restore calm. Yes, an EPA spokesman explained chemicals from the derailed train did enter the local watershed, and yes, they did kill fish. But the drinking water supply remains totally safe. The fish are dead, but go ahead and fill your thermos and brew some coffee. Everything's fine. Now, we don't know if the locals in East Palestine are drinking the water tonight, but we can tell you the Biden administration doesn't seem too concerned about it either way. Donald Trump got over 71% of the vote in the county in the last presidential election. That's not exactly the Democratic Party's core demographic. Fentanyl, toxic waste spill, whatever. They're not our voters.
Okay, in one instance here, I don't want to be quite as cynical as Tucker is being on the election side of this thing. So I don't know that the administration is ignoring this because these are, like white Trump voters there. I don't know that much. I wouldn't put it past this administration because I think they're pretty bad people, but I don't know that much. The point really is that there is a reason they are ignoring this ecological disaster. I don't know that we know that reason yet, but for the EPA to show up there, the Environmental Protection Agency, which is an extremely well-funded agency that has gone well beyond the bounds of what it was originally founded to do, that it is telling people, drink the water with all the freaking dead fish and the dead frogs, go ahead and drink that water.